All right, man. What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? This is Harry Bernard Taylor with my man Michael King,
the Asian sensation,
and Chris Burton,
the People's Podcaster.
Yeah, we're going to talk about, this is our second podcast for the day. Last one kind of got messed up a little bit, and it didn't actually go live on Facebook. I think it did for a minute or two. But we're going to go ahead and hit you off with last week's NXT, and we'll talk about a few other things after that. We starting off for last week's NXT, Lord Steven Regal. Lord Steven Regal came out and
man, you went first, you went back to '92, man.
What are you talking about?
Lord Steven Regal.
Not Steven.
Let's tell him William. See what happens.
I mean William, man, whatever. William came out and he was speaking with Samoa Joe.
Well,
I don't know why I'm Steven, man. Go ahead.
So he's got that only by if physically provoked thing going on, and we all see it. He's supposedly not cleared, but we all can see that's a ruse because ain't no way in the world now. I mean, come on,
right?
It's a ruse, but at some point they're going to clash. I think it's going to be a good match when it happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How soon they're going to actually pull the trigger on that, I don't know.
Right.
But Joe definitely needs to have a good showing.
Right.
Because Kross basically punked him, and we know what Joe is capable of. We know what Kross is capable of. So it should be a decent match when they finally pull that trigger. And hopefully they do it at NXT.
Okay.
Takeover, the upcoming takeover. I hope.
Mm-hmm.
I hope.
Right, man. I don't know, man. It was kind of funny though, man. Joe was steaming. He played that off good, man. He just seemed legitimate. He's just legitimately angry, and there's nothing gonna stop him. You know, even his respect for William Regal, you know, he's gonna push straight through him, and he's gonna get Karrion, man. So he's ready to take care of business. So I hope Kross is ready for that heat, man, because it's coming at him. You know, it's good.
Yeah, Joe is good at being pissed off.
Yes.
So he's very believable, and so his character is he's definitely the tweener character. He'll be just as brutal to a baby face as he will to a heel. So right now, classically, he's being a baby face, but he really isn't. You know, in a classic storyline, since he's going against the heel, he's the baby face, but he really isn't the baby face, and I don't know that anybody would really buy him as one.
Well, I'm trying to buy into that and saying, oh, okay, but we know when it boils down to it, he's not a super nice guy. But
right. And I think that's good. I think you need pure babies, pure heels. I think you need some tweeners in between, just some people that just vicious. I think Samoa Joe is perfect. I just like to punch people in their faces, and I don't care who it is. You bring an infant to the ring, I'll punch an infant in his face. I don't care, you know.
That's who you need in your stable, Michael. You need a Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
I do. I'm scouting a Samoa Joe at the moment. So.
And what's so funny, man? I don't know if y'all saw the WWE documentary, the 24 thing that they had. Joe was just riding in the car, you know, going from show to show and stuff, and they had the film crew with him. And Joe even seemed like he was pretty pissed off about that, man. Like he was just in a foul mood, man. He was talking about certain situations and just getting pissed off while he was driving, and I was like, man, this dude was just born mad, man.
Yeah, man. He wakes up like that, man. He goes to bed mad. He wakes up mad.
So you're saying Joe's a god, a grumpy old dude.
Yeah, he's that guy that's like, you step on his grass, he breaks out the shotgun. You know, that's gonna be Joe.
Well, he was kind of pissed when he was young too, from what I remember. So I don't know. He's just even more angry now that he's older. So, but I don't know, man. I thought it was a pretty good segment, man. But who was I don't know, man. No, Xia Li, man. Xia Li. Let's go to that segment, man. Me.
Oh, so you want to jump to the end?
No. I wanted to. Yeah. It's pretty much on the end.
You want to jump to that match, is what I'm saying. Because that was end of show.
No, yeah, that was the end of the show.
That was the main event.
But yeah, she had a segment earlier before.
Oh yeah.
And I was just saying, she scared me, man. That's the only thing I really have to say about that. Her promo was like, I was just like, wow, man, this woman really means business. So
I fell in love. I fell in love. So.
She reminds me of the person that's over them, their watcher or guardian, reminds me of the Grudge, man.
The Grudge?
If you ever seen the movie The Grudge?
Yes.
Okay, well, if you ever seen the movie The Grudge, it's this girl with this long, wet hair. You don't see her face, and she's all pale and creepy looking, and it's kind of like it's kind of a culture of Japanese culture and all this and all that. But that's what they remind me of, The Grudge, man.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of feels vibes off of that. Because if you go back and look at Xia Li, when she first came in NXT, she was all, yay, I'm a fan, yay, I love the fans, and yay. Great athlete, wonderful worker, but she just didn't have the edge to her.
Oh, shit.
Take her off camera for about a year or so, repackage her, rebrand her, put her back out there with some vignettes of her going through some hellified training with that guy that's in the stable with him, and you have it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that image. I love it.
Yeah, she went out. She pretty much left a stable behind with this one. It was man. I was impressed. So, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the first match. Tyler Russ and Roderick Strong versus Bobby Fish and Kushida. What do y'all think about that match?
I think Kushida outperformed everybody else in that match.
I agree.
Very, very impressed with them. That there's a reason he has the belt. And there's this one sequence that honestly is pretty simple. It was the hip toss into the drop kick that he did. It's not really a complicated move set. I've seen people try to do it in the indies and that type of thing, and it's difficult for them to pull off. And he just made it so smooth.
Yes, it was smooth. I like the way he pulled that off. I was like, wow, man, that was pretty amazing.
And Michael, I don't understand. Like you said, people in indies try to do it, but it is simple. You give them a hip toss, boom, they take a bump, they get up, bam, drop kick.
Right. So on this one, the guy was still on the ground. So it did the hip toss. The guy's basically sitting on the ass and went straight into the drop kick while the guy was still sitting on his ass. And it's timing. It's in the indies, it's timing and remembering. So the person that gets the hip toss has to sit up right away, or it doesn't work, right?
Yeah,
and so the person gets a hip toss in the indies, and then they take the time getting into the upright position, and now you've blown it. Now the guy is just standing there waiting and then doing it, and it kills that. This one, and you gotta give credit to, I forget which person it was that took the drop kick. You gotta give credit for that person to being spot on for it. So he made Kushida look good, and that's the way it's really supposed to go. Is it doesn't matter who wins or loses. If the match looks good, both people win.
Yeah. Exactly. Kushida, man. I mean, everything he done was smooth. Everything worked really well. I mean, his takedowns into the arm bars and him cutting flips with the armbar or lock. Everything that he pulled off really came very smooth. So I think, like you say, he really controlled the match, man. I mean, Tyler Strong, man. I mean, it seemed like they, him and Tyler Russ, him and Roger Strong, they basically got some advantages when Bobby against Bobby Fish, man. But Bobby pretty much was controlling them too. He was controlling them first. I mean, Bobby probably 70% of the time Bobby had the advantage over them, but they had to actually take Bobby off his feet to finally be able to get control of him. So I thought it was a really good match, man. I was shocked. I wasn't sure how Fish and Kushida would mesh with each other, man, but they meshed very well. So I gave the match a 4. What you guys think?
So, and I thought about this match, and I'm going to agree with you on the 4. I wanted to drop it down to 3.5 because I wanted more heat, more ferocity.
Right.
But as I thought about that, though, is if every match is fierce, then it takes away from the other, like the big guys being fierce. Mm-hmm. And so, so I went ahead and said, I'm not going to penalize that. I understand it. So I gave it a 4.
Okay.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. So it sounds like we're getting 4s across the board. Great match. And Bobby Fish was in a good bulk of the match, which I was glad to see, because even though Bobby Fish is getting a little long in the tooth, he can still work. And he knew, okay, I'm going to take the beat down, get the hot tag to Sheeta. He's going to come in and clean house. And that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out perfect. Because Bobby Fish getting the beat down made the Diamond Mine look strong.
Right.
Yeah. And up until this point, I have not liked Diamond Mine. I haven't liked what they've done last week or the week before. And I think this one, and maybe it's because of Fish and Kushida working with them, I'm beginning to like them. You know, I'll see what happens next week, but at least now I've got the eyebrow of curiosity up.
Yeah. I think Tyler Russell really looked good in this match. He was actually the one who was in that. He was in the ring more than Roderick Strong. But I thought Tyler Russell looked really good in this match. It really brought him up another level. I actually wanted to see. I haven't seen too much of him, so I actually wanted to see what he could do. So Straight Up Wrestling Show, we give that match a 4, and we're gonna move on over to the.
Here before we start this.
Yes.
For our fans on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, and
ding, 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 hit that notification bell.
Yes, so you can be notified of our latest videos and happenings in Straight Up Wrestling Podcast.
Oh, yes.
Second thing, real quick, guys. I'm going to try to, while we're live right now, I'm going to try to switch over to Facebook so I can see if we got any comments or anything. Let me know if that works, if I cut out or anything, okay? I'm going to try that real quick, all right?
Okay, yeah, somebody just said something on Facebook.
Okay, let me try that real quick.
Facebook user. Good. Need a we need a good wrestling perspective. Laugh out loud. Good job, guys. Keep up the good work. So, I don't know if we on Facebook or there's just somebody from Facebook just mentioning something. You know, one of our users on Facebook. So next thing I want to talk about is the Cameron Grimes LA Knight spot, man. Their little segment.
Am I still good, guys?
Yeah, you still good from right now. I mean, I can hear you.
Yeah, you're frozen. I am on Facebook right now on my laptop. I'm on mute on my laptop.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I sound like I was echoing or something for a minute. And
yeah, you're frozen. So come on back into YouTube if you got out of that, Chris. Let's see if we.
So we have one person that says we need a wrestler's perspective.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to that eventually.
That probably was who said that. So
that was a wrestler. That was my right-hand man, the frosty one himself, the man who's too cold to hold, AJ Frost.
Okay. All right. Well, AJ, you want to come in for a minute? Hey, we'll be glad to have you. But it'd be kind of hard to invite you right now. But next time we get this, when I get this laptop straight, you're in there, brother.
Michael, by the way, you have Facebook pulled up on your laptop, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see the comments.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay, so you can definitely, respond or whatever and let us know what's going on while we do the show. Cool?
Absolutely.
You are the man.
Right. So let's roll on over to Cameron Grimes, LA Knight, man. That spot, that was pretty hilarious, man. I was just
that's your man here, Cameron Grimes.
Hey, he's getting to the point where he is, man. I like
it. I knew it.
Man, he's taking his whale. He's taking his abuse whale. LA Knight, like, you don't supposed to do this. You don't supposed to do that. Now go ahead.
LA Knight, he's doing his job of being the taskmaster or whatever you want to call it.
Yes. And
Cameron is basically, being Cameron, taking it with a grain of salt. And then you see Spike Dudley 2.0, whatever his name was, her name is.
Yes.
Come up and be like, oh, no, Cameron, let me help you. And, LA Knight's like, no, man, no, you can't be doing this. No, he's supposed to be carrying all these bags.
Oh, you're talking about with Drake, that guy? Was that Drake?
Yeah, that's Drake.
Drake Maverick, yes.
Yeah, Spike Dudley 2.0.
For a minute, I thought he looked familiar, but I wasn't sure. I was like, is that really a bellboy or just is that Drake? So,
all right, that was Drake. That was Drake. So, but yeah, I liked it, man. And like I said, Cameron, he's just taking it with a grain of salt. He was like, you know what? I got myself into it. I can handle it, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yes. Yeah. He's like, man, I used to do this all the time, man. He said, I used to carry a bunch of bags and stuff. Like, oh man, this would be easy, man. I used to cut all this grass, man, and stuff like that. He's cracking me up with it. So like he's going along with it, man, and he's pushing it to a point, man, where we're getting some entertainment out of it, that some comedic action out of it, which is really good.
I'll let you guys think that.
Oh Lord. Okay, Michael. What's your take, man? Come on in with the hot take. What you got?
All right. Okay, so here's my thing. I'm going along with it just like he's going along with it. There's nothing more to it. I'm waiting to see what happens. These people need to go back to film school or something because they are on film. You got to at least pretend that there's something in the luggage. Yes. You can't be flipping that stuff around empty like it is empty. I know it's empty, but give it some semblance of believability.
Right.
So I'm not going to pan it and say it was god awful or anything like that. It's just one of those things. It's building up to something, and you just go along with it and see where the build goes.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Well, okay. So let's move on to the next match. Frankie Monet versus JC Jane.
Jesse James?
Is it no? It says it's J-A. Is J-A-Y? Is it Jesse? You sure it's Jesse?
Jesse Kamea, maybe?
No, it's JC Jane.
Jane. Oh, Jane. Yeah.
Okay, now I mean.
I thought you said James. I was like, no.
No, it's JC Jane.
Jane. Jane.
Yeah. I was thinking Jesse Kamea that came out with Frankie.
Yeah.
So
yes, that was a little bit later. But this one was Frankie Monet versus JC Jane.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all think about that match, man? Wow.
It was a match.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I
didn't even rate it.
It's it came in after a 4-star match, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
And then they just 2 people got in the ring, did some stuff, somebody won, and then they got out of the ring. That was that match.
Right. I mean,
Now, I'm going to take this way off in the left field.
okay.
So just follow me and entertain me. I don't know why, but I guess that's Jane, the blonde-headed chick,
Mm-hmm.
the bigger of the 2.
No, Frankie, big girl. Is it
Frankie? Yeah,
Frankie,
the one that came out with the white coat.
Yeah, Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie. Well, I don't know why, but for some odd reason, and it may just be me, but like I said, I'm going down left field on this one. Every time Mandy Rose comes out, she looks at Frankie. Frankie looks at her. I'm getting some kind of HLA vibes there, man.
Yeah, I said this
I'm
before.
getting those vibes. I don't know why, but I just am. Like they trying to.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I said when she first came, when Mandy Rose first made her debut, I felt like they were going to do a lesbian angle.
No.
And so Mandy Rose is being pitched as the centerfold glamour girl, Sports Illustrated swimsuit model type of girl.
Mm-hmm.
And Frankie, you look at her, she's the more masculine. She's more China type of girl.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she's big. She's a big one.
Yeah. So is that the way they're going to go? WWE tried to pull the lesbian thing off at was it Raw? With Lana at one point in time, Liv, and
that was a complete flop.
It was a complete flop. So they thought they'd try it again because if something sucks, let's just do it over and over and over and over and over again until we'll force these people to like it.
Which is a clinical definition of insanity.
That's true.
Exactly, Vince-sanity.
Yeah, Vince-sanity.
Well, man, I hope it's not going that way, but I felt that vibe a few weeks back when I first saw when Mandy came out and like I said, Frankie, she looked at her and all that, and she like pointed out of the ring. They all went out the ring together and all that. So I kind of felt something like that too, but I was just hoping. I was like, please don't do that again, because I remember exactly what y'all talking about. Even though that's something that I really didn't watch, but I remember exactly what you're talking about. So, but hopefully they're not doing that, man. Hopefully we're reading into it wrong, but
yeah, knock on wood that they aren't.
Maybe not. Mm-hmm. But the match was, as far as Frankie, man, she's very slow, very methodical. You see everything coming that she does. So it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe her. And
it's almost like she literally just finished training.
Yes.
And she got in her first match, and she's trying to count the move set from one set to the next set.
Yes.
But okay, hip toss. Wait 45 seconds before I go into my next move.
Yes.
Okay, next move. Wait 30 seconds before I go into my next setup. That's what it seems like.
She's still very she's showing everybody what she's going to do next.
Yes.
So like if she was a boxer, she would never get a shot off because her opponent would see it coming for 3 seconds before it ever delivered.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, JC Jane was man, it's like she just waiting for her to get there. I mean, JC Jane will go into a backflip, man, and was backflipping towards the rope, and she was waiting for Frankie to come over there and smash her with the elbow smash into the turnbuckle. And you saw it coming a mile away, man. And I'm just like, so I don't know, man. I could go with a 1 on this match, but I'll go ahead and give it a 2.
You're generous. You have such a kind heart.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 2.
I give it a 2.
I'd give it a 1.5.
Okay. Well, we're going to roll with the 2 on this. Okay. Straight Up Wrestling Show. We're going to give Frankie and JC 2 points. Okay, I mean a two star.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on from that because I hate to say this, but I called this NXT edition, which I thought it was okay, but I called it the talking edition. Bronson Reed segment. What y'all think about that?
Bronson Reed segment. Let me try and remember the segment itself.
I don't even remember it. I think I went to the bathroom or
something. So give us an update, because trigger my memory on the Bronson Reed thing.
And he was wow, I can't even remember exactly who he was talking about, man. But he started talking about somebody's wife. I know that.
What?
Yeah, man. He started talking about who is Bronson Reed into it right now. Bronson Reed is trying to get some. It's not who he lost the title to, the North American title to. It's not the Swerve or anything like that. But he was talking about somebody, man. I can't exactly remember. If anybody on Facebook or whatever remember exactly what I was talking about, but he said something about some guy's wife, man. I'm just like, okay. But we're going to move on from that because I can't exactly remember that.
Hey, wives and girlfriends are fair game, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remind us.
It's true.
And children. Yeah. I'm not beyond that.
Right. But let's move on.
Well, we know about that, Michael. I mean, my God, you had only half of North Carolina wanting to burn you at the stake.
The next match I thought was a really good match. Kyle O'Reilly versus Austin Theory.
Okay. It was kind of refreshing to see the match without anybody ringside or outside interference.
I agree.
I think NXT is kind of notorious for people being ringside and that kind of stuff. And maybe I'm biased, but the only people being ringside should be managers. Their wrestlers can just go in the ring, leave the managing to the managers. All right.
Great.
Exactly.
Hook up us no talent hacks with a job. That's what I'm really trying to say.
Oh, Mike, what you talking about, man? You got talent, man. Man, I'm trying to tell you, one of the best ring sprints around the ring I've ever seen in my life, man.
But Cal, I think Cal got to show. I thought his full repertoire came out in this match. He really got to show what he could do. And Austin did too. I think they complemented each other well. And they was pretty fluid in the ring with each other. So, I like the match a lot. What you think about it, Chris?
The match was good, man. I liked it. Like you said, they were able to showcase their repertoires. Austin Theory really needed that singles match.
Yes, he did.
Because he was up under Gargano and that whole little thing for a while. So he really wasn't getting utilized like he needs to be.
Yes.
So I'm glad that he got this opportunity to go against Kyle O'Reilly, who basically is the same style of wrestling.
Right.
And so that mixed perfectly, man. That's like salt and pepper. It goes together. It's perfect.
That's why they played off each other so well. So, yeah, I agree.
So me personally, if we were rating that, go ahead, Michael. You want to say something? Go ahead.
It was a good match. I think the post-match stuff was more interesting than the match. With the little argument, you start to see the beginnings of a Austin Theory babyface turn.
I could see that because I don't really buy him as a heel.
That's what I was thinking too.
It's kind of hard to.
Austin, I like the name Austin Theory.
I do too.
The name is amazing.
Yes.
It's, undercover superhero or crime fighter type of a name. It's a strong name. And I think that name sells better as a baby face than it does as a heel. That's just me. But he looks baby face to me. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Okay. All right.
You can roll him out and give Dexter Lumis a bigger role.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Instead of Dexter Lumis crawling around like a white gorilla.
Which you love, and I don't.
About when he does that, that's all I think about is a white gorilla, man.
Yeah. Seemed like you was gonna go ahead and rate the match, Chris. Give it a.
Yeah, I give that match I give it a 4.
Okay.
I give that a straight up 4.
Mr. King.
I do the same.
That's exactly what I have. I give it a 4. It was a really good match. One of those matches, man, you just say, hey, man, this kind of match that made my night. Give me some more. Since it was in the middle of the middle of NXT, it was in the middle of the night. Give me some more. I enjoyed that 100%.
So we're gonna give it a horseman.
Yes.
Yeah, give it a horseman. I don't think it was quite as good as the first match with Kushida, but
no.
But it did benefit by its placement being right after the women's match.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had another women's match. The next match we're gonna move on over. No, it wasn't a women's match, females match. Let's go on over to the Raquel Gonzales segment. I thought it was good. Raquel confidence is high. She believes in herself. She didn't seem.
What'd you call her?
Huh?
What'd you call her?
Isn't it Raquel Gonzales?
Yeah. Oh, it sounded like you said Raquel. I'm like Raquel.
No, Raquel Gonzales. I think Raquel high, man. They play football, man. They're a pretty good football team. Done sent a lot of guys to the NFL, so. But yeah, Raquel Gonzales. Like I say, she didn't seem afraid of Zai, but I am. And they did wrestle later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. I kind of like that segment. Some of the things that she was saying, and she is that is Braun Strowman's girlfriend. So
all right.
What?
Pretty good match. Yeah, that's his girlfriend. Pretty good match, which we was asking about 3-4 weeks ago, or whatever. But I checked that out.
Hold on. Time out. How did you come up with this dirt? Now, who? Like I said,
they were talking about
paying you and who's sliding you this information?
Somebody on Twitter said something about Raquel. Said something about her size and said something about her face. And Braun Strowman came on and he answered that person on Twitter. And Braun was pretty ticked off. And they said a couple words to each other, and that was it. But yeah, that's how I first found out about it. That's why I wanted to say that. And then I was kind of thinking he was with Mercedes, who's Mercedes Martinez or whatever, that other one. But it's Raquel. That's his girlfriend. So.
All right. Well, Braun Strowman, you bring Raquel out. I'll bring my girl out, and we'll have a good old fashioned fisticuffs.
Now, if you're going by looks, honestly, Raquel does look better than Mercedes.
Yes, she does.
I just called it like I see it.
I was like, she's
so
not
I can't be mad at Braun for that one.
She's not a bad looking woman, man. She's a big woman, but I mean, she's not huge, but I mean, I'm talking about as far as physical stature. She's
physical stature. She a big girl.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. But
hey, she's not China, and
right.
I don't find her to be particularly masculine. So
she's definitely not Nicole Bass.
I mean, she's a female, man. I mean, she's feminine. So I have no problem with that. It's just she's just big, man. Like they used to say, big boned or whatever. But I mean. She is, man. She is. I mean, she's not a heavyweight.
No.
I mean, but man, she got some size on her, but I mean, she's a good match with Braun. And I say, man, hey, good for him. Good.
You have some big kids.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. But Legado del Fantasma and that Hit Row concert. What y'all think about that?
Surprisingly, I found it amusing.
Okay.
All right. I don't particularly like either group.
Right.
And maybe because I came in with the expectation that I don't like either one of these clowns.
Yeah.
I was surprisingly amused with the interaction as a whole.
I don't know about all that one. I mean, that man, it was just it wasn't bad, but it's like so many stereotypical things, man, started happening once what's the hit row jump when they got into the ring, which was okay because they kept it light. I mean, it didn't to a point where it could offend anybody or anything like that. But it was like stereotypical to a gang kind of situation. But
the fun part was everything that happened before they got in the ring.
Right, that's true. But I'm talking about when he got inside the ring, I started seeing some things. I'm like, okay, keep it in perspective where you're thinking about the fans, and they did. They did well. They didn't take it to a point to where you could say, hey, wait a minute now. This is a gang culture, or this is black versus Latino or Hispanic or whatever. But yeah, the fun thing was kind of when they was outside of the ring, man. But like I said, I still look at it as a concert, as these guys saying, okay, Hit Row, man, they can't outperform us. Hit Row, you can't outperform us. We showed out, we we finished the show. We had the better hits. We had the better songs. So, what'd you think about it, Chris?
I think I was in the bathroom.
Okay.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
No, I thought they had pretty decent banter on the microphone when Hit Row was up on the stage. So the mariachi band was dumb. I'm glad they didn't actually do anything with that except kick him out of the ring. I'm definitely tired of that, and
right.
To go on and talk about mariachi music is the best music in the world is ridiculous, but
right.
That was very brief. You get past that, and then you actually have the banter, and you get to smile and giggle a little bit like a schoolgirl, and then they get in the ring, and okay, this is going to be short-lived, and it was, and then you get to move on. But it was I was amused with the banter, and I think it progressed the story.
Okay, well, I didn't hate it.
I will say this.
Okay,
not to cut you off, Harry, but I will say this. I just need for them to take Hit Row a little bit more seriously.
Okay.
Meaning, put them in some matches. I want to see what they can do.
All right.
The only thing I've seen of that big bearded dude was WWE Lost Treasures.
Okay.
Or A&E. That's the only thing I've ever seen of him. I've never seen him work. I've never seen him in the ring. I don't know what he can do or if he can do anything in the ring. And then the female, I don't ever even remember her at all.
Me neither.
At any point in time in NXT, even having a match.
Right.
And Swerve, we've seen him so many times with the other dude that had the North American title that he took it from, the skinny black dude. I can't think of his name.
Okay.
I mean, you got talent there. Once again, you're not utilizing them the way they should be utilized.
Okay.
And so I just want to be like, okay, quit all this shucking and jiving and all this music and you're a rap group and all this crap. Get down to business, man.
Yeah.
You just said shucking and jiving. That's all.
Yeah. Chris did say it, boy. That's fine. Remember the jive tones, man? There's Wally, Tiger Conway Jr. Nah, but but hey,
no, I think you're onto something.
Yeah, I can actually go with the music segments. I can actually go with them doing their little rap thing, man, and being a hip hop group and wanting to be somebody that's respected in that. If they brought the matches along with it, if they got into a series of matches showing the guy, the big guy with the beard or whatever, doing his little thing, because man, he talks a lot of smack. He talks enough smack. And then they have the girl, man. She comes out and then she has that little flaunting thing about herself, and that she's bad, and hey, she can take care of any female, and she's bad enough that she can get into some man's faces. So yeah, I would like to see them go into a series of matches. Go ahead, Chris.
But like I was saying, not to stretch this thing out, but so wrap this up real quick. But yeah, we've already seen the rap thing, man. John Cena did it.
Yes.
Okay. It was good. John Cena's done it. He put out an album. Okay, cool. I actually own the album, and it's not half bad.
It's not.
Right.
It's not.
Moving on from that.
You played it for me.
The Usos and the New Day. They did it a few years ago. That was actually pretty good.
Right.
Okay, so why are you having excellent talent that I know is excellent do this on a consistent basis? Once in a while, okay. You know, and what I mean by once in a while, every other 3 or 4 months.
Right.
Space that thing out, but not every Tuesday.
Yes.
You know, just get down to business, man. Use your talents. I don't care if you put them in a squash match. I just want to see what they can do.
You just don't want to
be done with it.
You don't want to see another PN News. Now he rapped every week. You remember PN News?
Yes, I remember, and I was not trying to. Oh God, why do you?
I know, man. PN News was funny though. He got in that ring and he wrestled though every match. But yeah, let's move on, man. To this next match. This was the new guys, Andre Chase versus Odyssey Jones.
Worst match of the night.
Don't even remember that one.
You don't remember it? Odyssey Jones kind of looked like, he's a big dude.
It's like Mark Henry versus Drake is basically how I picture that matchup.
And I tried my best, Michael, to say this guy didn't look like Mark Henry, but he does. And
yeah.
And he was wearing this polka dot suits, Chris, when they was showing the promos of him and all that. You know, he was wearing polka dot suits, so it made me think about who's the guy, the rap guy, man, used to talk about the polka dots all the time. Kwame, yeah. Kwame. Oh yeah, man, it reminded me of Kwame, man. So I'm just like, and this dude, man, he does. He looks like Mark Henry, and like I say, Andre Chase, man, yeah, it's like just like Michael said, it's like Mark Henry against
Drake. The guy is about the same size as Drake, it seems.
Yes.
You know, maybe because he's standing next to a guy the size of Mark Henry, but
right.
This match should have lasted about 98 seconds.
Yeah, it was. Man, it was awful. It was an awful match, man.
Harry, go ahead and give it a 5, man. You know you want to.
No, I'm not. This guy, and for it to be a match where these guys trying to showcase themselves so they can move up the ladder, or maybe, be a breakout star on NXT, or even somebody else picks them up if AEW picks them up, or they can move on and trying to move on up the ladder. Man, this was not a good match, man. I don't know where they got trained at or whatever, but I don't know if Odyssey's movement or whatever. He kind of had a little bit of speed, and he had some power. He had some power too.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Those two together wasn't a good match. And this Andre Chase guy, man, he was. It's like he was overwhelmed in the moment, and he could pretty much couldn't do much of anything.
But he had that one. So he had that one little snippet where he took him out with the announce table and hit a moonsault.
Yes,
that kind of thing.
Right.
But
I remember that.
That's part of the reason why the match wasn't good, to be honest with you. He's not Rey Mysterio. He can't he can't. I don't buy him beating big guys.
Yeah. And he tried to take, he worked on him I think he took him off his feet a couple times. So he's working on that, working on the lower, below, getting him below the knees, working on the lower part of his body. And he took him down a couple times, but he still got overwhelmed, man. So, that just wasn't a good match for him. So, man, I don't know why in the world I put down 2.5, man. But when I think about it, it was a 2.
2 is generous. I think it's worse than the women's match earlier. So
I agree.
So I'd probably drop it. I gave that one a 2, so this would be a 1.5.
Okay.
Man, what y'all talking about? I'm kind of glad I did miss that.
Yeah. So we're gonna drop that down to a 1.5. Okay. We'll roll with that straight. Odyssey Jones and Andre Chase. Odyssey, I would like to see him maybe once or twice, maybe one more time to see what he can actually do against somebody that's probably a little bigger or anything like that. But he needs to cut his beard or whatever, because he reminds me of Mark Henry, and I expect a little bit more. And one time he tried to pick Andre Chase up, I think by the throat, and he had a little bit of trouble. So I don't think he's as strong as he actually, as they make him out to be, or
right.
Size. He's not as strong as his size. I don't even think he can lift his weight. So
I'll give it to these are really young guys in this little young guy tournament. So
right.
They don't have the experience, and I think that really showed in this match. And in the indie scene, when you have matches, you're planning it out, and you're talking about what spots do you want, what do you want to display, and so you want to give that to the other person, and he's giving you some other stuff, and that's that whole announce table gimmick that they did, was to try and give him a spot. I'm not turned off to both of these two.
Right.
They're young. They're not ready. But we'll see what happens in the future, particularly with opponents more in their size range.
Right. Okay. Then we're going over to LA Knight versus Drake Maverick. And you talk about size difference. That was a good size difference there too. But Drake is a small guy, so about everybody I've ever saw him wrestle was
like Dudley 2.0.
Yeah. Yes. So, but
that dude was tough.
But overall,
Mike was tough.
Yeah, overall, it wasn't a bad match though, between those two.
No, it wasn't a bad match. It wasn't a memorable match.
Right.
So I couldn't really pick apart the performance or anything like that, but it's not a match that I would, if I was watching this thing on replay, I'd skip past this one.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't have too much to say. I'll just give it a grade. It was just a 3. It was a standard match.
Okay. Yeah, it was nothing special about it. It was just, like you said, a standard match. Go in, couple of moves, boom, 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 it's over, and well, nothing spectacular. Nothing really stood out about it.
Yeah, Drake, man, I like the way Drake. I like his I like his velocity. High, he had high velocity. His intensity was high for the match. And he went out to LA Knight quick. So I did like that. But when LA Knight got to the point where he slowed him down, the size difference came into play. LA Knight, I don't think he's one thing about him, I don't think he uses all his ability. Everything that he has, I don't think he's given 100%.
Nope, but I don't think he should yet.
Yes.
So actually, I guarantee you they're saving that up for him and Cameron Grimes again.
Yes, because it's like he's using 70% of what his capabilities of what he can actually do. Because I just see a lot. I see a lot of growth in him. Which is already there, I'm sure. It's just that he's not letting it be seen right now. So I would like to see that. I would like to see him at his full maximum potential. But overall, I give the match a 3. The same as Michael.
I give it a 3.
Okay. We'll go with a 3 on that. And we'll go on to the last match: Raquel Gonzales versus Ali.
All right.
I didn't even put anything down for this, but
Raquel pissed me off.
Okay. All right. Mike, come on in, Mike.
Raquel pissed me off.
Oh, she pissed you off? Okay.
She mis-executed her move from the top rope and could have significantly injured my girl Xia Li. All right. So I take it a little bit personally. Those are high-risk moves. You're a big girl. In Raquel's defense, Xia Li did not protect herself like she should have either. But
didn't they say about that? I think I heard a mention of that.
Mm-hmm.
They saying something about that that could have been, So yeah,
So Raquel Gonzales does like a flip off the top rope onto Xia Li, but the problem is the full weight of her back lands on top of Xia Li. All right. Yeah. And it's supposed to be the shoulders and up is supposed to make contact. It's a lighter part of the body, and you're not getting all of your body weight on her. So that's what's supposed to happen. And Xia Li, her job is to bring her arms up like this to protect her rib cage.
Right. Yeah.
And she failed to do that. And so maybe she was a little bit complacent because it's supposed to be this other part and it's not going to be too bad. And so she's going to make it. She's going to sell it by not having the arms up there. So they both made a mistake. I think Raquel's is worse because she's got the weight and she's on the top rope. So she's doing a higher risk part. All Xia Li can do is defend herself. So Xia Li failed to defend herself in that position. It sounds like she's fine. Maybe got the wind knocked out of her, but it could have been broken ribs. And and so they actually had to pause that match. And I don't like that. Maybe a little old school kayfabe type of thing in me is like, sometimes you got to roll with it. If she can't get up, count her out, and maybe you change the outcome of the match, but you're going to have to get creative to fix it. But
that's right.
Instead of stopping the match, 5 minutes of tending to her and then starting the match again, it's like, so why is this not a count out and other times it is?
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Was that when Raquel, she was over there talking about she wanted it? Or something like, she was saying that. But yeah, they should have just went ahead and let her go ahead and pin her. So it can be over. Don't stop the match like that. Like, I mean, this is not a football game. This is not a basketball game or baseball game. It's a contact sport.
And they finished off, and this also makes me think they should have just done the count out thing because they cleared her to return. All she did was get picked up and slammed right back down on her back and pinned 1, 2, 3. So what's the point? Just do the X, end the match. Yeah. Give Raquel the win. Don't put anybody in further jeopardy or anything like that. And just, the winner by count out is Raquel Gonzales,
Yes.
Exactly, man. But Michael, as you know, and I know as well, to a degree, it's an ego and a pride thing. To a fault, wrestlers have such a massive ego and such pride in themselves and the craft that they do. They will literally put themselves on damn near death's door to give the ultimate match and to get that pop and that approval from the fans.
Right. So a couple of things to address that is, one, it should not be their decision. And two, they didn't do anything to give a comeback or anything like that. It was just throw her down again and pin her. It's like there's no point to it.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
True.
But like I was saying, when you have situations like that where you can possibly get hurt or get hurt, it's, I don't know what it is about athletes in general. You find a whole nother gear. You be like, no, I got to finish this.
Well, yeah. I mean, Jack Youngblood played a football game with a broken leg.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Right. So you even though okay, I can't do this. Technically, I shouldn't be doing this, and I should be in the locker room going to the hospital. I got to finish this.
Yeah, and but like it shouldn't be their choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, it should be.
It can just be a bad situation.
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if she's gonna go ahead and bounce off of her, which they knew she was injured at that time. The referee should, speaking of voice, go ahead and pin her or whatever. And speak to her ear or whatever. Just go over and go ahead and get the pin, finish the match, and then let them come in and tend to her and take her out of the ring. You still have to make it. You still have to make it look believable. Keep it reality based and keep the matches going, man. Don't let that. Don't bring that stoppage in there. That's going to make everybody say, "Oh, what are they doing here?" When somebody actually get hurt, because this is what this business actually is about. When it boils down to it, when you perform these moves, when you get in this business, and it's the business that you chose, then I mean, things like this can happen. So you go ahead
and if she is fine, then have a sequence, all right?
Right.
But what they did when she says, "Yeah, I can continue the match," and all you do is pick her up and drop her and get a pin. There's nothing to sell, nothing to pop, nothing benefited by continuing that match.
Right. Yeah. I wanted Xia Li to start hitting her with some of those kicks that she was getting her with earlier in the match. Man, I mean, she was a lot of the strikes that she was doing to the upper thighs and right there at the knee section was really done, executed well. And I wanted to see a little bit more of that. I thought maybe they should have had like she was coming back, but the injury was just a little too much. And then maybe she gets picked up and slammed and and I think that would have sold a lot better to end that match. So yeah, you're right, Michael. I mean, give us something a little bit more to say, oh, okay. Yeah, that was but Xia Li tried to fight through it. Instead of hey, she just go over and grab the girl and just slam them, bam, that's it. So yeah, that took a lot away from the match. But overall, man, I don't know, like I said, I didn't even rate it. But if we take out that part, man, I just give it a basic 3. I'll give it a 3-star match.
They can definitely do better. Let's include the ending. They could definitely do better in the course of that match up to that point. I agree there. So yeah, I think a 3 is a fair assessment.
Yes.
And I really, out of both of these, I really do expect 4s and 5 matches out of these two.
Yeah, I definitely give it a 3 also.
Right. But overall, man, it was a pretty good night. NXT, it wasn't bad at all, man. I don't know. I didn't give it a rating for the overall show, but I'll go ahead and give it a 4. The whole thing. It was a pretty good night for NXT.
Yeah. I think NXT is proving to be the best show that WWE has.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah, definitely, hands down. Hands down.
Right. And it made up a little bit for that Raw segment. So anyhow, so I don't know. It was really it wasn't bad. But let me ask y'all a question. What do y'all think? Well, we know Karrion Kross. I mean, at the end, I think Samoa Lee, didn't he go outside and Karrion Kross was in his car? He tried to go and take care of him out there, but taking off.
Basically what happened, Joe was looking for Kross the whole time, waiting for him the whole show. And right when Joe wasn't expecting it, you camera pans outside, we zoomed in on William Regal, he's laid out. And Karrion Kross calls Joe out, was like, hey, where are you? I was waiting on you, but this is what happens. Hops in his car and takes off, and then you hear Joe, Kross! I'm chasing him after the fact.
Yeah. But, go ahead.
My problem is WWE does this all the time. All the time. They didn't need to do this to put Karrion Kross and Samoa Joe together.
No.
I don't think him doing anything to, as Harry called Sir Stephen Regal. I don't think
Lord
Karrion Kross
Regal.
doing anything to William Regal does anything more for the feud.
No.
You know,
Right.
I think
No.
the way Joe's character is, his personality, you know, you flick his earlobe, you have just called down the angels of death upon you. You don't,
Right.
just by, you know, punching a friend of his is not going to make him any angrier.
And
Exactly.
for some reason, I don't buy that him and William Regal being friends like that. I mean, maybe he does, I believe he respects him, but
Oh, yeah. Joe has no friends.
no.
Joe has.
I say it like this. I can see it actually going like this. When they actually have the match, whenever they decide to pull the trigger on it, I see William Regal in Joe's corner at ringside and possibly doing something so Joe can get the win. So he can screw over Karrion Kross.
Okay.
He just lose all objectiveness and goes for the screw job.
Okay.
I would like to see the opposite, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to continue a little bit this Regal preventing Joe from getting hands on Karrion Kross and having that conflict, resulting in Regal screwing Joe.
Right.
And using that, you know, you're the person that's out of control. You're the one that's been hardest to control. You know, you're telling me I don't have control of Karrion Kross. It's you I don't have control over.
For some reason, I see that playing out like that. I think it's probably going to play out like that. Actually, I'm hoping it plays out like that. I think it'll bring more excitement, and I think it'll bring more interest in everything that's going on. Because I don't know, I just if those two, the storyline between Karrion Kross and Samoa Joe, I don't see that lasting too long, to tell you the truth. Somebody's going to get the upper hand real quick in that, and it's going to be over. So,
well, I think it's really, it's going to be relatively short, but I think it's a handing the torch over so that Karrion can go full time to apparently Raw.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the reason
definitely.
I think it's going to be a 5-6 week thing, maybe, and
maybe
it's going to be close to being over. So,
yeah.
So we'll see, and then Joe will continue on, and then he'll have this little thing with William Regal. He'll have this little thing with William Regal, and then he'll move on to where he's having a feuding with other wrestlers,
right,
and probably pretty much beat down just about everybody else on that roster, and until he's ready to move on again. So that's the way I see it.
I would like to see Joe have a decisive victory in that last match before Kross crosses over.
Yes.
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
I see what you did there.
That was good.
It's so because Joe needs to maintain that dominance factor that Karrion has right now. So I would like to see that. And then it fills in nicely with storyline with now Regal still has this guy that he can't control, even though Karrion Kross is gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Besides Ali, do y'all any other female in NXT do you guys think could challenge Raquel?
Yeah. There's a couple. I can't remember the names right off the bat. There's another Hispanic lady.
Okay.
I can't remember. Mercedes?
Yeah, Mercedes Martinez.
Excuse me for 1 second, gentlemen. I'll be right back. Y'all continue.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe Mercedes Martinez might be able to do that.
Okay. I don't know why I was saying Martin. Yeah, Martinez. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're similar in size.
Mm-hmm. I don't think
skill set too.
I don't think anybody in that whole Mandy Rose, JC Jane grouping is ready yet.
Right.
But I can see that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that'll be a pretty good match. If if Martinez, if they ever Martinez, if they ever put those two together. But I don't know if they actually see that or if they have any plans to do that. But maybe they will a little bit later on down the road, because after a while, Raquel will run out of opponents unless Xia Li, if she's not injured, they continue on and maybe she picks up the title or whatever. I would like to see that actually, because I like Xia Li a good bit.
Yeah, my struggle with NXT is I often get some of the people confused with AEW because they're so they do some of they have the same style. They're the same kind of a gritty style, NXT and AEW. So sometimes I'll get people mixed up, like a person I think is on AEW might be on NXT, a person on NXT might be in AEW. So that's one of the things I need to pay attention to, make sure I get right.
It's easy to get the females mixed up, though.
Oh yeah, it's. But so far, like I said, AEW has the biggest roster, male and female.
Right. And but since we done with NXT, yeah, we'll talk about AEW just a little bit. Who do you think? And since they got a huge roster, man. Wow, I just don't. Do you think they're a little lost about who they want to the next guy they want to build to the top of the ladder as far as challenging for the title?
It's already Adam Page.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. But do you think Adam Page actually gonna have a chance to win the title? I
don't. Not right now.
I don't.
Not right now. Maybe later on, but not right now. I see him in the chase, but actually getting it, not right now.
Yeah, I could see if there was 8 matches between him and Omega will take 8 matches. That's the way I see it. Adam Page will come close, but I just don't think Page is gonna take this title.
I think the people who can take the title are in different stories.
Well, true. That's true. So, man, I don't know. It's just like, and where will he go from there? Page. I don't see Page dropping down too much. Kind of like.
But you do have to be careful with it, though.
That's true. It's kind of like what we was talking about with Jungle Boy. Already see him dropping. I mean, he's dropped within a few weeks. And I think they're trying to figure out a way to bring him back up. But like I said, he probably have to move away from that faction. And what you talking about, Chris, you said it's not going to be around much longer.
Yeah, because you saw what happened with Marco Stunt.
Yes.
Marco Stunt, they would trash talking Jurassic Express. Little Marco Stunt comes out there and gets beat down. And the dinosaur and Jungle Boy have to come out and save his butt. So I don't see them being around too much longer, man. They're gonna end up breaking up at some point.
That's the way it looks to me. They're not going to be around too much longer. So, but with that being said, Straight Up Wrestling Show. If you like what you're hearing, hit that like button, share. What else, guys? Like, share,
subscribe. Ding, ding, ding. Hit that notification bell.
All right.
Yeah. And comment. Because you are part of this show. Like I said, we got a Facebook page set up for everybody, anybody. Invite your friends and let them know what's going on with Straight Up Wrestling. And comment and just be a part of the show because we're going to talk with you, not at you.
That's it. And I'm Harry Bernard Taylor with my man Michael King.
The Asian Sensation.
And Christopher Burden.
The People's Podcaster.
Signing off until next time. We'll see you.
Peace be the journey.